Sound check 1, 2. Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. In the local scene, local government councils in Albay were recognized for legislative excellence during the Provincial Councilors League Albay Summit Local Legislative Awards 2025. The Department of the Interior and local government said the awards assessed councils based on policy performance and compliance with national development goals. Officials emphasized that the recognition highlights councils that translate legislation into tangible benefits for communities. Organizers encouraged more LGUs to participate, stressing that real success lies in lasting improvements in people's lives.
Another story. The Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Albay approved the establishment of the Albay Literacy Support Program. The program aims to strengthen reading, numeracy, and alternative learning system support across the province. It includes remedial sessions, learning camps, and the development of localized learning materials. Monitoring and evaluation will be conducted using recognized literacy and numeracy assessment tools. The measures also provides teacher training and incentives for literacy tutors, ALS implementers, and community volunteers.
In other news, the Albay Sanggunian has approved the Civil Society Organizations Code to strengthen participatory governance in the province. The ordinance establishes a clear framework for CSO accreditation and participation in local special bodies. It affirms that no accreditation fee will be imposed to ensure inclusivity and accessibility. Officials said the measure empowers civil society as key partners in policy making and development planning.
In the national scene, lawmakers and the Bicameral Conference Committee on the 2026 budget are at odds over the Department of Public Works and Highways budget as the Senate and House clash on how to apply cuts. The Senate reduced the agency's budget based on revised construction materials price data, citing inflated project costs. The House and the DPWH, however, argue that cuts, if applied across the projects, could render some 10,000 projects worth an estimated 400 billion pesos unimplementable. DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon said the cost reduction should be applied individually, noting the material prices vary by location. He also warned that excessive cuts could discourage contractors, though projects could be modified to fit the approved budget. Senators raised concerns about potential misuse of funds, while Dizon emphasized that the agency has penal provisions in place to prevent violations. The committee also discussed allocation for farm-to-market roads and medical assistance for indigent patients, highlighting the ongoing struggle to balance fiscal discipline with the need to deliver critical infrastructure.
In other story, Filipino fishermen at Escoda Shoal in the West Philippine Sea were forced to leave the area on Friday after encounters with Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia vessels, the Philippine Coast Guard reported. About 20 fishing boats carrying 300 fishermen were involved, with 3 fishermen sustaining minor injuries from high-pressure water cannons. Some boats experienced damage and anchor lines were cut, creating risks in rough sea conditions. PCG vessels were deployed to assist the fishermen, providing medical aid, supplies, and fuel. Escoda Shoal, located about 140 kilometers west of Palawan and near Philippine-administered Ayungin Shoal and Panganiban Reef, is used as a resupply point for Philippine forces. The PCG noted that maritime activity in the area has increased since April 2024, including previous incidents involving both Filipino and Chinese vessels. China maintains claims over the area despite a 2016 international ruling favoring Philippine sovereign rights.
In other news, the Philippine National Police has placed all units on heightened alert nationwide as preparation for the start of the annual Simbang Gabi. More than 70,000 police personnel will be deployed to major churches and busy public areas under the Ligtas Paskuhan 2025 program, with an additional 30,000 augmented officers supporting security efforts across the country. Security measures include intensified foot patrols, checkpoints, and mobile units around churches. Coordination with local government units, barangay officials, and church authorities will be strengthened to manage crowds and ensure emergency preparedness. Authorities will focus on preventing theft, pickpocketing, and traffic congestion in crowded areas. They will also remain vigilant against potential fire hazards and other emergencies. The PNP has urged the public to remain vigilant, secure their belongings, follow traffic rules, and report any suspicious activities to maintain safety during the holiday season. These heightened security measures aim to ensure a safe and peaceful celebration of Simbang Gabi nationwide.
And in the news outside the country, the question of presidential elections in Ukraine has returned to public debate after U.S. President Donald Trump criticized Kiev for not holding a vote during the war in Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said elections are a domestic issue and depend on security conditions. Ongoing Russian attacks damage infrastructure, and the difficulty of allowing soldiers and displaced people to vote were cited as major obstacles. Politicians from both the government and opposition say elections cannot take place during active fighting, as constant missile and drone strikes make a fair vote impossible. Legal experts say Ukraine's constitutional bans elections during martial law, and this cannot be altered while the war continues. Elections can only be held after the war ends and martial law is lifted. Analysts in Ukraine say pressure to hold elections now would benefit Russia by weakening Ukraine ahead of peace talks. The prevailing view in Kiev is that peace must come first, with elections to follow.
In another story, U.S. authorities have detained a person of interest following a shooting at Brown University that left two students dead and 9 others injured. The attack took place on Saturday during final examination, triggering a campus-wide lockdown and a multi-hour police operation, and confirmed that no further suspects are being sought. Among the injured, 1 remains in critical condition, 7 are stable, and 1 has been released. All 11 victims are students. University officials have postponed all scheduled exams and in the aftermath. Students and staff reported scenes of panic as gunfire erupted near academic buildings, with many taking shelter in classrooms, dormitories, and offices for several hours. The university issued emergency alerts instructing students to lock doors, silent phones, and remain hidden until the area was secured. Local and federal law enforcement agencies responded rapidly to the scene, releasing video footage of suspects walking along a deserted street after the attack. The incident has drawn international attention as part of the continuing pattern of mass shootings on U.S. college campuses, raising questions about campus security and gun violence nationwide.
And finally, in the news outside the country, more than 350 Filipinos live in 7 provinces near the Thailand-Myanmar border, where recent armed clashes forced some residents to evacuate. Out of this group, 118 Filipinos were temporarily relocated to safer areas. Many of those affected are teachers who were unable to work because schools in the conflict zone were suspended. The Thai government provided support to those evacuated, while the Philippine Embassy in Bangkok continues to check on the well-being of around 40,000 Filipinos living and working across Thailand. Some evacuees stayed with relatives or friends, and others went to temporary shelters. The embassy confirmed that no Filipino has been reported missing or injured, and the situation is being closely monitored. And that's all for the news at 12, December 16, 2025.
We'll be back tomorrow for more news update. Thanks to our news writers Audrey Lorejo and Mayumi Ruth Hernandez.
And on the technical side, Tad Bobis.
Our Provincial Information Officer OIC Marte Gonzalez.
And under the supervision of our Governor Noel E. Rizal, I am Greg Hallare.
I am Ianne Buitre.
Thank you for subscribing. Albay in my heart.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Alam ko ngayong Christmas season, hindi naman lahat talaga merry. Maraming worry, may fear, merong mga tanong na hindi naman talaga nasasagot. Mas marami pa nga yung dilim kaysa sa saya. Pero ang gandang paalala ng Pasko, na hindi naman ito nagsimula, yung kwento ng Pasko hindi naman nagsimula sa liwanag. Nagsimula talaga ito sa dilim. Sabi sa Isaiah, in the book of Isaiah in the Bible, the people who walk in darkness have seen a great light. Ibig sabihin, sa buhay naman talaga may kadiliman eh. Merong mga bagay na hindi natin naiintindihan, may confusion, may problema, na feel mo na parang wala ng pag-asa. But may this Christmas, this merry season, this bright season brings real brightness in your heart. Yung totoong ilaw. Yung ilaw, yung liwanag na nagbibigay ng pag-asa, ng clarity, ng peace, ng direction, na kahit hindi pa solve ang lahat, alam mo sa buhay mo, sa heart mo, solve na. Okay na to. Hindi lang okay, pero everything will get better. So may this Christmas bring you that spark of light, kahit small lang, yun ang prayer ko, that gives you hope, and masasabi mo, things can get better. Things can get better. Hindi kailangan perfect yung buhay, hindi kailangan perfect yung holiday, pero alam mo na, you have Jesus in your heart, in your life. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas po sa lahat. Galing po sa inyong lingkod bayan. From the 1st District of Albay, Board Member Attorney Sheena Onrubia de la Cruz.